Oh, look at this. Cornell vaccine mandate only applies to white students. I had to look this up. I said, no, this can't be true. This cannot be true. I had to look it up. It's true. All of the non-whites at Cornell are given opportunities for waivers. They show you a white female here, but I didn't dig deeply enough. But I bet you could find a waiver for white females. I bet you could find a way for white females. But all of the other groups, it's like the blacks, they have a waiver, and indigenous people have all these other groups have waivers to not have to get these, what I personally believe are poisonous shots in order to attend the university. Who told you this a decade ago? Who told you eventually the vaccines and the experimental vaccines and everything else under the sun would only, that white people would be the only ones required to take them, and everyone else would have an opportunity to say no thanks? Because it's obvious, it's anti-whiteism. It's easy to see where it's going. It's easy to see where the thinking will go when you're white positive, when you understand the human animal, when you understand white well-being, when you understand the social morality of the West. It's easy to predict. So I was telling you all this a decade ago. A decade! No one else. And then here you are. Cornell vaccine mandate only applies to white students. Check it out for yourself, and you can see if it's accurate or not. How about this? U.S. Rights Agency sues New York Times for discriminating against a white man passed over for promotion. Who's doing this? I have to ask all of the taboo grifting filth out there. And that's what you are. You're filth. You've been doing everything you can to demonize Trump and the Trump administration because you're filth. The only in undermining that administration, the only administration that will ever in your lifetime do anything for white people. This is the Department of Justice under Donald Trump. The EEOC under Donald Trump. Nobody else is going to do this. No Mitt Romney Republicans, damn sure no Democrat that people like anti-Jews like Lil Nicky, taboo grifters like Lil Nicky would have installed in office. So no discrimination, no persecution of white people. A federal civil rights agency filed discrimination lawsuit Tuesday against the New York Times, claiming that the news organization passed over a white male employee for a promotion in favor of a lesser qualified split-tail bitch to meet its anti-white, white erasure goals. So we just say it's white erasure goals or it's anti-white goals. Don't say diversity goals. Use their terminology, you legitimize their ideology. New York Times called the lawsuit politically motivated and said it would defend itself vigorously. Of course it will. And then it will just change the names. It will just change the interpretation. It will just change the way the process is carried out. And then they will still arrive at anti-white outcomes because you haven't addressed the social morality. This is our and my biggest criticism of the Trump regime. And it's what, by way of our strategy, go free practice to go free praxis, we are effectuating change in. Because we are not dumbass anti-non-white scum like you all. The Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. I mean, this department is fighting for white people in all but name everywhere. Filing lawsuits, sending letters to governors. We'll sue the living shit out of you if you do this. Nothing like this happens anywhere else. So keep telling me how Trump and his administration is a big betrayal. Keep spreading the negativity so that you can undermine the only administration doing good stuff for white people. I truly disdain anyone doing that. Don't even think that you can have even the most tangential relation with me if you are undermining the only administration doing anything ever for white people. The EEOC claimed the news organization publicly stated goals of increasing the number of women and people of color. Who has been harping for decades? Long before being online, I was arguing with people in the streets, in meetings, that every company has white erasure goals at the beginning of every quarter. We're going to white erase this many. Every university does it. Every single community college, university, whatever it is, we are going to white erase this number of white males. Of course, they'll say, we are going to increase diversity by this much. And then at the end of the quarter, they celebrate achieving the goals. Or they fall a little short of the goal and they say, don't worry, we're putting extra money and energy behind it to really victimize white people. We'll get rid of, especially these white males, as quickly as we can. So they're actually telling you, when these people, I used to take printed stories to people. I used to print stories out. Back when I worked on the Hill, I printed stories and I would bring stories. Here is IBM. Here is Apple. Here is Ford. Here is every company you can think of. Articles about them in Economic Times and so many others. And they're bragging about the white erasure goals. Bragging about it. EEOC says they're bragging about it at the New York Times. Number of women and people of color in its leadership ranks influenced the decision to exclude white males who had applied for these leadership positions. And one of these white males decided he was going to go to the Trump administration. They ended up, of course, advancing 3 women and a black guy. The EEOC chair, Andrea Lucas, a Republican, has been a staunch champion of the Trump administration's campaign against corporate diversity policies, white erasure policies that she argues veer into discrimination against white men and others. So yeah, tell me again, motherfucker. Tell me again how bad Trump and the administration is. Fucking just get gone. Get you all. So many of these people who want to undermine the Trump administration right now, they have no problem. They love talking about, like, it's the boomers. The boomers need to die. No, there's a group that needs to die. Trust in that. And it ain't them. No one is above the law, including elite institutions. There's no such thing as reverse discrimination. All races. So that's what Andrea Lucas is saying. No such thing as reverse discrimination. All race or sex discrimination is equally unlawful, according to the long-established civil rights principles, Lucas said in a statement. No matter the size or power of the employer, the EEOC, under my leadership, will not pull punches in ensuring even-handed, colorblind enforcement of Title VII to protect American workers, including white males. Whole group that needs to go. I got to tell you that. There is a whole group that needs to go.